What's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report. It's 10 minutes till 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, Pacific Daylight Time. And it is Sunday, May 17th, 2020. Can you believe it? It's 1 month till graduation for some people. Here in California, people graduate like mid-June. Well, nobody's graduating because, or at least they're not walking, I hear. But what's the big deal? I never cared about the graduation thing. I don't know. It was not a big deal for me, and I don't think that people just joked around and had fun with it. But people are emotionalizing how you can't walk because of this coronavirus thing, which is ridiculous itself, right? They should just let them walk because who cares? They're not going to catch the corona thing from it, but it's so ridiculous. Anyways, I have some good things to cover for you guys. Well, some evil things and some good things to cover for you guys. It is so-called Mental Health Awareness Month. And with that, I'm going to touch on Greta Thunberg. Shout out to Samuel from Sweden for correcting my pronunciation. Hopefully I'm doing it justice, because that is a Swedish name. Greta Thunberg. She's the one who's psycho about climate hysteria, and that's child abuse, right? She's just being a crazy person, and none other than a 90s band is exploiting her, right? And I'm going to cover some MSM lies that have been taking place over time. Shot while jogging, hands up, don't shoot, etc., etc., etc. Stuff since before my time. You know, false rape accusations, all kinds of mess. And Obama, I'm going to touch on Obama because everybody loves when I talk about Obama. Mays calls in and says, y'all can't leave Obama alone. Y'all just only want to talk about Obama because that's all you can talk about. I'm going to be talking about how evil Obama is. And by the way, LeBron James is evil too. He's a disgusting person. They're both evil, disgusting, nasty people. Lying. They hate black people with this pretense of love for black people. They may have this care and concern about blacks that is just emotional, though. It's not real. And it's destructive. And I have more about inequality and communist mess. By the way, I came across this Drudge poll before we really get started. I'm going to do the intro music at 9 a.m., guys. If you're just tuning in now, don't worry. You haven't missed the beautiful intro music. And hopefully, I am talking about the blacks. Out-of-control blacks. In this case, it's out-of-control black so-called leaders, including LeBron James, Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, Hussein, Sonny Johnson. Is that her name? Is it Sonny Johnson? Sonny Hostin. I easily get those confused. Sonny Hostin is a CNN woman, right? Or was? Gross. And this lesbian woman, Sally Kohn, who came on the Jesse Peterson show multiple times, she humiliated herself with this hands up, don't shoot sign. I'm going to show you guys some of that. But I came across this Drudge report that a poll claims 73% of Democrats are wearing masks. 59% of Republicans are. But that sucks because it stinks. Sorry, kids. That stinks because, and sorry, Marcus Jones stinks. I made you change your name. And I said the S word. That means most of the country are suckers, or at least compliant. Forced to wear their masks, or just compliant and fearful and afraid. And you know, I was reading about Mayor Bill de Blasio, who, to his credit, doesn't trust experts. If I read things correctly, right? And he was talking with this person. He's, enlisted this person to be his, health advisor or coming back advisor, who saw no proof, according to New York Times. Dr. Mitchell Katz, by the way, probably a liberal. Probably, I mean, of course, right? But he saw no proof closures would curb the virus. And now he has de Blasio's trust. This is from the New York Times. Honestly, has anybody seen proof that the closures curbed the virus, this coronavirus thing? Has that happened? I don't know. Has it been worth it? I don't know. I've only seen assertions. I haven't seen proof. I don't know how they would prove it to me because maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough to recognize the proof as proof. Maybe. But I'm leery. The head of New York City's public hospitals pushed to keep the city open in early March. Now the mayor has put him in charge of contact tracing. This is from New York Times. Deepening a rift with the health department. And it's by like several New York Times, New York Slimes writers. This Dr. Mitchell Katz. And that's honestly like, I don't know what to believe. It's kind of evil people fighting evil, right? And none of them are actually for what's right. So it's kind of tough to say. But I wanted to talk about something that came up. Let me turn on my Periscope and stuff in the meantime. What's up, Trevor? By the way, I saw that Trevor Wesley and I'm blanking on that guy's name. Richard and Joel had a stream together. Isn't that nice? I've been watching every now and then. I peek in because, you know, I'm just about to go to bed, but I see this notification. Trevor Wesley's streaming. They do this Bros and Cons episode, and Joel did this, made an appearance in person. That was nice. Tell them a little bit about it, Joel.
Yeah, we just, they had me on Friday at 7 p.m., and we just talked about the Ahmad story a little bit and a bunch of different things. We had some callers call in, so it was a fun episode. You can still check it out on Trevor Wesley Music YouTube page right now.
Nice. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I wasn't able to watch it because I was watching a movie. But I got the alert and I took a peek. I'm like, oh man, that's where he is. That's cool. I figured he was out dating some new boob or something. I never know what he's up to. All I know about Joel is what happens right here. Jib Jab gave a super sticker and said, wait for it. Yes. And so the stream seems to be going okay. Appreciate you guys. And shout out to Hot Computer Smell with the Diamond saying, have you heard about the H.R. 6 bill passing the House? The U.S. House of Representatives? No, I have not. H.R. 6, House of Representatives. 116th Congress, 2019-2020. American Dream, sponsored by Representative Roybal Allard. That's Lucille Roybal Allard, Democrat from California, District 40, I guess. Committees, the House Judiciary, Education and Labor. Sounds disgusting. American Dream and Promise Act of 2019. And I'm assuming that this is what you're talking about, Hot Computer Smell. Department of Homeland Security and Department of Justice shall cancel removal proceedings. Oh, against certain aliens who entered the United States as minors and grant such aliens conditional permanent residence status for 10 years. Wow, it doesn't sound good. These people are horrible, disgusting, nasty people. And Lucille Roybal Allard, I knew just by her hyphenated last name that it was a liberal. Gross. Horrific. So guys, if you're just tuning in, I am going to pull up that story that I was thinking about. But anyways, guys, if you are just now tuning in, fret not because we just are about to play the beautiful The Hake Report intro song by AJ Gallardo. Nice for Sundays.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about out of control black so-called leaders such as Al Sharpton, Barack Obama, LeBron James, horrible person, hates black people. The worst thing for the black people as a so-called leader.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is Sunday, May 17th, 2020, and it is 9 a.m. I have 1 hour to do this, so let's get right to it. But quickly, before I get into the nitty-gritty race stuff, man, LeBron James is so evil. He's so deceived and deceiving. What a mess. I guess that's why they like to prop up useful idiots to be so-called spokesmales. Before I get to that, though, there is this reporter named Catherine Herridge. Used to be a reporter for Fox News. You can Google her name, Joel, because I didn't give you any pictures of her. This woman used to be with Fox News. Short little lady. And I use the term lady very specifically because she is very ladylike. And seemingly, right? Seemingly. And that's pretty tough to pull off for women nowadays. So Catherine Herridge, Herridge, Catherine Herridge with a C. She has moved on to CBS News, right? And that's kind of interesting because I knew of this lady, other lady, named Cheryl Atkinson. And the spelling of those names are different, right? Cheryl Atkinson. Dirty blonde lady. And she became like a very good investigative reporter while at CBS and then eventually left CBS. CBS is pretty far left. And I say pretty, I mean extreme far left, right? But for some reason, I don't know, maybe because they're white or intellectual or American or what, they tend to be, sometimes they have good journalists, such as this lady, Catherine Herridge. Cheryl Atkinson does her own thing now, and she's an independent journalist. This woman is she's called a deeply sourced journalist, reporter, with, over in, like, the government, right? Reporting on government stuff. And she comes off as pretty sane, pretty even-handed. I just see, like, little snippets of her reporting, right? That's all I see of her. There she is, all healthy. I don't know. But this woman came under attack from the far left, and, the rhinos even were defending her, and even some liberals, like I think Jake Tapper, because, the far left, and when I say far left, I mean most of the mainstream media, except for Jake Tapper. I heard the Jake Tapper. Sometimes Jake Tapper acts like he's sane, but yeah, he still works for CNN. But anyways, I guess that's the nature of like controlled opposition, where you're mediocre. People sometimes like you. The standards of fairness are so low that somebody's has a flash of being fair, and all of a sudden you love them. So pathetic, huh? So pathetic. Well, this woman, Catherine Herridge, I think she may have been the one who reported? She reported on Obama, basically. Obama was a very corrupt, disgusting, evil person. He hates America to this day. And I'm going to get to him. But she reported something about Obama, and they went after her like crazy. And then, you know, the rhinos and conservatives, some of them were like, oh, the mainstream media or liberal media is trying to destroy a woman. I mean, this is a lady. And, but they're pulling the woman card because, I don't know, I guess they're just trying to, on one hand, they do kiss up to women. On the other hand, they want to expose how these people are not fair towards, they're not really even-handed about their defending women, you know, the far left. They pretend like they're about women, but they're not. They're not. Everybody knows this, right? So that's that. And I am going to get to your calls. Appreciate you guys calling in. 888-775-3773. So, contrast that lady. And, you know, I don't have much details. I just wanted to share that with you. Because that was a person who came under attack. And that's actually one lady I respect. Nice, huh? And a journalist at that. And a CBS journalist at that. I don't know where she stands. And that's partly what I appreciate about her. So, right on to Catherine Herridge. So, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And Greta Thunberg is rightly being highlighted in this Mental Health Awareness Month thing. But she's not highlighted in Mental Health Awareness Month video. Or maybe she is. I don't know. But this 90s band, I don't know what you would call them. Pearl Jam. It's a rock band. I used to kind of like one song that I heard from them, which was a cover song. And it was, never mind. I'm not going to sing it. At least not right now. I don't feel like it. But anyways, like Face Palms, Pearl Jam features Greta Thunberg as fortune teller for this environmentalist music video that they put out. And the far left extremist outlet Rolling Stone celebrates this video. Pearl Jam enlists Greta Thunberg for animated retrograde video. That's the title of their dumb video. And the first like 45 seconds is cool of this because it's animated, this video. So that part's nice. But then like you just start seeing all these, a mixture of like earth type stuff, environmentalist, disasters and things like that. Acting like we're destroying the world and we need globalist socialism to solve it. And then, I don't know, maybe they're making fun of the so-called scientists, climate alarmists. I don't know, because they have all these tarot cards. Tarot, I don't know if it's pronounced tarot, Tarot, tarot cards. And they have her as a fortune teller. Shows you kind of the state of science and climate alarmism, trying to predict the future like they know what they're talking about. They hate Christianity, they hate America, and they hate men, and so they prop up this girl. That's my accent saying girl. This girl, underage young woman. Come on, Vedder, get back to reality. Eddie Vedder is the guy's voice, right? The vocalist. Hated Pearl Jam since day one, says Brian. I was happy to hear when they were left-wing kiss butts. He didn't use the word butts. And wasn't conflicted. Yeah. All right, so that's that. It is Mental Health So-Called Awareness Month, and that is another commie ploy, anti-Christian stuff. You know, they lean on scientists who they don't even know science. It's not even a science. Psychology, psychiatry. I guess if you give such and such person a pill and see what happens, I guess you could call that science because it's testing and observation, right? Nick says that his wife kept her last name, referring, I presume, to Eddie Vedder. Was she famous or something? I don't know. So, anyways, that's a mess. Okay, so I got to get to these lies. Shot while jogging is a prominent lie. And it's a lie for two reasons that I can think of. Number one, because he wasn't jogging while he was shot. He was fighting. Very important, right? He was stopped while jogging. I guess you could, like, if you're a very inaccurate person, which journalists pretend like they're accurate, or imprecise person, and journalists act like they're very precise. If you're an imprecise person, maybe he was out on a jog exploring homes that have, supposedly, according to Stefan Molyneux, have no trespassing signs on them, right? This home that he entered that was, I saw a lot of studs. So it was a home in construction. But supposedly it had no trespassing sign on it. So you could say, oh, he was out on a jog and exploring when he got shot. But really, precisely speaking, he was shot while fighting for a gun, with a guy with a gun, right? And then the other thing is, he wasn't just jogging. He wasn't just jogging. We saw in footage minutes before this shooting happened, he was in that house that he shouldn't have been in. So that's that. Blacks and liberals, here's a reminder. Blacks and liberals pushed the hands up, don't shoot lie for months. And the reason I'm telling you guys this, Joel says, I read an article by Lee Merritt, and he said he was shot before he wrestled for his life. Lee Merritt is a disgusting person, and anybody who says otherwise is lying or doesn't know. Lee Merritt is just another ambulance chasing, exploits black people, hates them, struggles with depression, Mental Health Awareness Month. I told you guys about that. That's according to a CNN article from 2019. They were highlighting him even back then. I hadn't heard of him. I guess he was involved in this. He might have been involved in the case with Botham Jean. I think, for all I've heard, an innocent black man who was shot in his apartment. A female officer getting off her shift, went into the wrong apartment and shot him. Crazy. But anyways. Oh, cool. Anyways, let me show you guys this hands up, don't shoot lie. They were pushing it. The liberal media was amplifying it, of course, right? And the liberal activists, which are the same as the liberal media, were promoting it for months before we could verify what actually happened, before we could correct the record about Michael Brown, Darren Wilson, and the Ferguson, Missouri incident from way back in 2014. This is when Black Lives Matter was birthed by the black lesbians, right? And people still think, by the way, that Trayvon Martin was murdered. They still say it. We should bring back libel and slander laws because that's slander. That's libel to say that Trayvon was murdered. He was not murdered. He was killed in self-defense. All right. So Black Lives Matter, by the way, they started with black communist lesbians, angry first about Trayvon Martin, who was killed in 2012 or so, 17 years old, fighting with George Zimmerman, attacked George Zimmerman seemingly. And second about Michael Brown, the 18-year-old guy who had been just seemingly robbed a convenience store, had these cigarillos in his hand, and the officer spotted him and his little friend in the middle of the street like they owned the place. over in Ferguson, Missouri, not far from St. Louis. And the officer's like, hey, get off the road. This is Darren Wilson, right? And then he spots the cigarillos, the Swisher Sweets in his hand. And he had just heard that this person had robbed cigarillos, right? That actually happened. And the media said that hadn't happened. And they jumped to conclusions about something the police chief or whatever said. And they jumped to conclusions about it. Because they want this false narrative to be real, but they don't know what they're talking about. Journalists, they have this saying. I actually learned this recently. They have this saying called something to the effect of stand up to the powerful and stand up for the powerless and blah, blah, blah. That's what they think that they're doing. So they're not journalists, they're activists, right? And they're leftist, commie activists. They're disgusting people. But according to Wikipedia and the Los Angeles Times, and I remember seeing footage of this when it happened, but somehow I can't find it on YouTube anymore. It's hard to find now. Al Sharpton encouraged demonstrators, this is in August 2014, to use the gesture, I have pictures of this guy, by saying, if you're angry, throw your arms up. I'm doing my Al Sharpton voice. I'm trying. This is my first time, right? If you want excuse me. If you want justice, throw your arms up. Lies don't come out my throat that easily. No, I'm kidding. I'm a good liar. But this guy's a liar. Because that's the sign Michael was using. He had a surrender sign. So look at this guy. And he's done this multiple times on multiple occasions. And by the way, you see Al Sharpton, I'm showing you photographs. Joel is, thanks. He has his arms up like a goofy guy. Like a goof. That's a bad Canadian word, right? And then next to him is Michael Brown's father, who was more into women than his son, I guess. I don't know. And Michael Brown, by the way, his father was still, like, in 2016 and later, even after the lie was debunked, still speaking at graduations and college campuses and mess. And then next to both of them, on the right, is this sleazy guy who's involved in this case, Benjamin Crump, who looks like he's African black, doesn't even look American. Talking mess, just mess. And so that's he had the surrender sign, said Al Sharpton. What a liar. That's the sign you have to deal with. Use the sign he last showed. No, he did not. We want answers why that last sign was not respected. And I remember seeing this footage at the time of Al Sharpton saying this, and you see him on multiple pictures and occasions doing this mess. And by the way, Sharpton at this point was an MSNBC host, and I think he still is Saturdays, right? Because he's not that good. He's not like Jesse. And Jesse Lee Peterson, that is. And Obama administration advisor. He went to oh, thanks. I was wondering what was happening. I looked kind of zoomed in. You could sense I was thrown off. He went to the White House under Barack Obama, the disgusting one, multiple times, dozens of times. Horrific person. And he was known for his roles, according to Washington Examiner, for false rape accusations against New York cops in the 1980s and stirring up the 1995 protest riot, really, outside a Jewish-owned store in Harlem that ended in an arson and multiple murders. But he's like always disgusting and lying. Anyways, so that's Al Sharpton. Horrific, out-of-control black. And here I have a clip. November 2014. Clip 1. This is from AJ Plus. And AJ Plus, you guys may have come across, that's Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. They are, what, aren't they like on the side of the Allahu Akbar people? Qatari propaganda. I think it's from Qatar. November 2014, they promote the St. Louis Rams. I used to be a Rams fan when they were the LA Rams. I was a little kid, I didn't know anything. But the St. Louis Rams football players, professional football players, do a hands up, don't shoot sign. And you're going to see this. I'm going to have to kind of talk over it. There's some music playing. Hopefully I can talk louder than the music. And Sean King accusing Police Officers Association of a slave master mentality. I'm going to just kind of narrate it because you're going to hear music. If you're listening to the podcast, listen to me describing this scene. Horrible. I remember this. Here's the St. Louis Rams versus Oakland Raiders, right? Thugs, right? At least the Raiders didn't do this. Before the opening kickoff, five black guys, a strong symbol of solidarity with Ferguson. It didn't sit well with the St. Louis Police Officers Association. Profoundly disappointed, tasteless, offensive, calling for the players involved to be disciplined, for the Rams and NFL to deliver a public apology. Some were outraged by the police reaction. When I read this statement from the St. Louis police, it smacks of a slave master mentality. And some woman says, confirming, police feel threatened by black men with their hands up. NFL said it won't take any action. We respect the concerns of all individuals. Brian McCarthy was president of the NFL at the time. Hashtag hands up, don't shoot. USA Today Sports, AJ+. So all those people, horrific people. Pushing a lie, pushing something that there was no proof of. And Sean King was, he's a Black Lives Matter propagandist. He hates blacks too. He hates whites. He hates America. Just full of hate and resentment. I think he got beat up one time. By whom? I don't know. Why was it whites? Was it blacks? Because I remember he promoted his story, right? But he's a angry, nasty, evil person. I think he blocked Jesse Lee Peterson, by the way. Horrible person. Disgusting. And did the NFL or the St. Louis Rams ever come back and apologize, or those players, after it was proven it was a lie? What a lie. Witness testimony showed that he did not have his hands up. He was charging at Officer Darren Wilson when he got shot. This Michael Brown, big guy, big boy, so-called gentle giant, right? Okay, so that was November 2014. This thing took place in August. Here's December 2014, CNN. Sally Kohn, lesbian, and kind of a nice lady, I guess, but evil. Pushing lies, far left. She used to hate Jesse. Now she's kind of likes him. Because how can anybody not like Jesse, right? Lee Peterson. Okay, here's Sally Kohn. And ladies, doing a hands up, don't shoot gesture. I have actually a clip of it and some footage of it. Here this is.
I do not trust this. Oh, they're bad, so they must have done something wrong and they deserve what they had coming. Rationale, which is the same one we hear from the CIA as we hear from police in a case like Michael Brown. And right now, thousands of Americans are marching in New York and Washington and across the country, demanding a justice system that applies the same to everybody and honors our values. And we want you to know that our hearts are out there marching with them.
Look at this. Ridiculous, ladies. Hands up, don't shoot. Hashtag I can't breathe. That's Sunny Hostin, I think. Let's see. CNN hosts Margaret Hoover, Sally Kohn, Sunny Hostin, and Mel Robbins get the viral community talking with this gesture. And this is a CNN video promoting it back 5 years ago. CNN hosts display. I know, you could see they felt silly doing that. Display controversial, and they misspelled controversial. Hands up. And this only got 40,000 views on YouTube back then. Anyways, that's them. White women and Jewish women and mixed race black women being awful on CNN. Typical, right? CNN fake news. Did they ever come back and apologize? I don't know. Even if they did, to this day, they're pushing lies. So speaking of lies, did I get over all this stuff? Oh, yeah, protesters were doing the hands up gesture defiantly after Michael Brown shooting, according to LA Times. Matt Pierce is another piece of work, I think, if I remember right. He's the writer of this article. He was over there. Yeah. Dumb. So let me move on. LeBron James, delusional liar, full of hate. Remember his tweet? We're literally hunted every day, every time we step foot outside the comfort of our homes. This was just a couple weeks ago. He tweeted this. Can't even go for a D-word, dang, jog, man, like WT blank, man. That means what the heck, except with the F word. Man, are you kidding me? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, all those times many. No, man, for real, are you kidding me? I'm sorry, Ahmad, rest in paradise. And my prayers and blessings sent to the heavens above to your family. Hashtag stay woke, he says. And hashtag profiled cause we are simply black. That's LeBron James. And he also shared more recently some dumb spoken word drama lie. Look at this hashtag profiled because we are profiled cause we are simply black. It reminds me of Jesse Lee Peterson's hashtags. He does a hashtag that's like some long, obscure, made-up hashtag that isn't necessarily trending. I don't know if profiled cause we are simply black is a often used profile hashtag, but anyways, it's just funny. That part is like charming, LeBron, but you're evil and you hate black people. And I don't care if you build a school to raise dumb commies, you're still evil. He also shared some dumb spoken word drama by this lie, by the way, by this idiot Big Crit, K-R-I-T, Big Crit. And this Big Crit guy, I've never heard of him. Joel may have, but who knows? He did this spoken word video thing. Joel's heard of him. And talking about how the decent rapper till now. And he did this thing shared by BET, Black Entertainment Television, hates black people too. And it's promoting, oh, the cops keep on shooting us and we're told not to believe our lying eyes. Yeah, your eyes are lying. Your imaginations. And then LeBron's like, straight up, my G. Oh, I forgot to blank out, but Big Crit says, they got us all F-bleeped up. So that's LeBron. Here's more from LeBron. He supported, according to Daily Beast, and I remember watching this, in the ESPYs. ESPYs is I forget, something about the Sports of the Year awards, ESPY awards. I think it's ESPN's ESPY awards. Anyways, he and 3 other black prominent NBA players who act like they know what they're talking about. One guy is like a mess now. I mean, like, he's not even barely functioning. I think one of the Kardashians messed him up. Or am I thinking the wrong person? I'm wrong person, huh? Yeah. They all look the same. Hillary said it. I was thinking Lamar Odom. I was thinking the guy on the far left. That must be. Is that Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, that's Lala's. Lala's husband.
Okay. Who's Lala?
Another messed up.
Okay. Yeah, I was from far away. It really looks like Lamar Odom, but I forgot Lamar Odom was maybe even gone by this point. But it's a Daily Beast headline. Daily Beast is disgusting too. They hate America. And I think Hillary Clinton's daughter, or at least Bill Clinton's daughter, no, it might be Hillary's daughter. It might be both their daughter, is on the board of the Daily Beast, right? Something like that. Chelsea Clinton. Anyways, LeBron James and company opened the ESPYs with a powerful Black Lives Matter speech. And they were saying Black Lives Matter, and that was from 2016, long after Black Lives Matter was disgusting. But they were still showing up at the White House. This was still under the Obama administration. Enough is enough. 4 of NBA's biggest stars, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade with the Y before the A, and Chris Paul. Chris Paul was the shorter one. Respectable basketball players, but that's it. Mess. Evil. And they all went through pretend. Oh, and by the way, that's that guy second from the right, Dwayne Wade, is the partner, let's just call it, of Gabrielle Union, the big Mary Jane actress woman who exploits his son to become his fake daughter. And he's standing by watching it happen. And he knows better, but he's following what the mainstream is telling him to do. What an awful, horrific, misguided. These guys probably brainwashed from birth. And then they've been in the NBA is a horrific organization. Horrific. Run by people that take a man's private property away from him. I'm referring to that guy, Donald Sterling. Take his team that he bought away from him. No recourse, because he said something not politically correct about some female friend of his. He didn't want them hanging out with black guys. He didn't want her hanging out with black guys. Maybe he was jealous or what, I don't know. But they took away his team because of so-called racism, which wasn't even racism. Dumb. Anyways, that is the NBA for you. The NFL is evil, like I said. The NFL did nothing to these guys who promoted a lie. Increased black anger, by the way. There were attacks on cops, unprovoked ambushes of cops, multiple around the country, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in, Dallas or somewhere, in Texas, in New York City, and elsewhere. And there was an increase. It's called the Ferguson effect. The stupid criminologists pretend and lie and say, oh, we don't know the whole reason why. But there was an increase in murders under the Obama administration, thanks Obama. 2014, the murders, Stefan Molyneux covered this. You can just look at the FBI stats, too. Stefan Molyneux covered this, though. 2014, like 12,000 murders. Something, right? Nationwide. Documented, as far as we know. And then 2016, what was it? 15,000 murders that they were counting. I don't know if it's nationwide or what. But that's an increase of 25% across 2 years. Thanks, Black Lives Matter. Thanks, Obama, for giving them play. And it's awful. And no wonder Trump ran for president. He was fed up. And thank you, President Trump, for giving no play to this mess. So Obama is evil. And then I will get to your calls. Appreciate that, guys. But clip 3, Joel. Obama's running his mouth, criticizing. And so, Mays, you can call in with your mess, but Obama's the one running his mouth here. Running his mouth like he's relevant. He never was relevant. He's only relevant because all you guys are evil who supported him. Suckers. Useful idiots, right? Here he is. This is a CNN clip / they got it, I guess, from JP Morgan Chase. The banks are awful too, guys. The banks promote LGBTQIA Pride Month, and they promote mess, and they promote Obama. But they dissociate themselves from Christians and whites and men. Oh, by the way, Sally Kohn mentioned about a justice system that is equitable for all people. Oh, she sounds like a men's rights activist, by the way. The justice system is not good for men. It's not good for whites, especially when they defend themselves against blacks. The whites get blamed when they defend themselves against the blacks. That's what the case was with George Zimmerman, and he was a white Hispanic. And Darren Wilson did nothing, fired for doing his job or resigned or whatever. Had to go into hiding for doing his job because this black young thug attacked him. Crazy, huh? Anyways, so yeah, the justice system is against. It's not a justice system anymore. We don't. Oh, I summoned her. We don't really have justice because we have a bunch of liberal judges, juries that are, sometimes run by females who have political motivations, such as against Roger Stone. Right? Am I wrong? I think it was the Roger Stone case. Roger Stone was a guy for Trump, who was in favor of Trump, and he got prosecuted because he got caught up in that fake Russia-Trump investigation. And this biased jury woman, female jury forewoman, female jury foreman, was a mess. Yeah, that's the justice system. But I don't know. Here's Obama talking about the folks in charge don't know what they're doing. This just came out recently. So we're fast forward to present day. Here's Obama.
More than anything, this pandemic has finally torn back the curtain on the idea that so many of the folks in charge know what they're doing. A lot of them aren't even pretending to be in charge. Change requires strategy, action, organizing, marching, and voting in the real world like never before.
Wow. You notice that stuff? Contrast that with what, I don't know. I'm just going to do this. I had this challenge, but I can't follow it. Contrast that with, he said, change comes by marching, voting, and all that mess, whatever mess that he said, intellectual junk. No. And he said sometimes the folks in charge don't know what they're doing. That's an attack on Trump. Trump knows what he's doing. But this guy is thinking he's all about politics. That's all he's about. And leftist politics, anti-American politics, destruction of blacks. He's helped destroy blacks. Destruction of whites. I mean, yeah, he's pushing for that. And destruction of America. Obamacare was very destructive. Put a bunch of people out of so-called mess, out of so-called their health insurance mess. And they lost their doctors and all that stuff. What a liar, sleaze. But he believes in politics, marching. Isn't that a socialist, communist mess of a thing? Disruption. But change happens, actual like decent, good change happens when people return to character. Or they work and then don't fall for this mess, this social justice mess. When they stop listening to scum like him. When they start thinking for themselves, or at least seeing the truth for themselves. I don't know if you can think for yourself, but once people start being decent, morality, right? He didn't say anything about morality. Okay, here's him pretending to talk about morality. Clip 4, Joel. This is, by the way, a so-called graduation speech or something. It's from CNN, and it says #graduate together. Here's Obama.
Second, do what you think is right. Doing what feels good, what's convenient, what's easy, that's how little kids think. Unfortunately, a lot of so-called grown-ups, including some with fancy titles and important jobs, still think that way, which is why things are so screwed up.
Okay, so that's him pretending to be about do what you think is right. Not do what's right, do what you think is right. It reminds me of what the Bible says. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. And when they said stuff like that in the Bible, in the Old Testament, they were doing awful, horrific things. I read, this liberal professor of mine, I'll never forget it, or at least I haven't forgotten it. He said, if you want to read a crazy story, read Judges 19. And I've told you guys about this before. But basically, in Judges 19, some person got involved with some prostitute maybe, and then which is immoral, right? Immoral. And then, but everyone was doing what was right in their own eyes, what they think is right. Not what's easy, not what's you feel is good. That's Obama talking. But what you think is right. And then somebody got chopped up in pieces. Sorry, kids, this might be a little graphic, but got chopped up in pieces. And actually, the kids are not really that traumatized by that stuff. Unless they see it, I don't know. But whatever, they got chopped up in pieces, and different pieces of this person got sent to, the person's body, got sent to the different tribes of Israel, right? Something along those lines, or different towns, whatever. Horrific stuff, right? Brutal murder, or it was an execution, I don't know. And pieces of their body got sent to different places. That's everybody does what's right in their own eyes. I think Sodom and Gomorrah, they were probably doing what's right in their own eyes, what they think is right. You know what? You know what Jesse Lee Peterson tells you about thoughts, right? Don't listen to them. Obama wants you to listen to them. And that's such hypocrisy too, because they are doing what feels good. He didn't tell the gays to not do what feels good, but do what they think is right. But incidentally, what they think is right and what feels good happens to coincide, because they're pretending that they think that it's right. So that's Obama being an awful person. And speaking of, he said, that's little kid stuff. Speaking of little kids, that's him and Michelle reading. Remember him and Michelle reading to kids? You saw it on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I'm not going to traumatize you with it again, but it was awful. You show the picture. You can show the picture at least. He's smiling. Man, he's grinning worse than I grin. There's Michelle with spreading her legs spreading all wide. And I think she's a woman, okay? I know she's a female. Guys. Barack Obama tweeted, Michelle and I wanted to do our part and give you all parents a break today, so we're reading The Word Collector. And it's a fun book that vividly blah, blah, blah. He's just tweeting, right? And look at his goofy grin that he has. And Michelle looking almost like an adult, except for her hair's all wild. Well, I mean, whatever. She looks like an adult. Oh, that's terrible. That's not a good... it's not ladylike. She is. Knees together, ladies. All the ladies know that. Anyways. She looks like she thinks that she's a black Hillary Clinton with her... Michelle Obama, Joel just showed you a picture. Don't show it again. Of Michelle Obama with... That's called a pantsuit. Awful. But she humiliated Barack Obama. She talks about how she makes fun of his big ears, right? And she's just... It was terrible. But he turns like a little boy with her. So what's he know about little kid stuff? And Michelle, by the way, has been pushing this girls' education. What a joke. She doesn't care about, this Nigerian schoolgirls thing. Hashtag bring back our girls. I told you guys about this. And then I'll get to calls. Appreciate it, guys. Hang tight. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I had to get to this. But bring back our girls. Hashtag bring back our girls went viral. All the stupid liberal, mostly female, thankfully not too many males that I remember, did this. Hashtag bring back our girls. This was under the Obama administration. Nigerian schoolgirls were kidnapped. Meanwhile, for years and months leading up to this, the female MRA, men's rights activist, points out, Karen Strawn pointed this out in the movie The Red Pill documentary, right, about the men's rights movement versus feminism, that for months and years, Boko Haram, the ISIS-aligned black terrorist group, was massacring boys and men. No hashtags about that. But when Nigerian schoolgirls get kidnapped, not killed, kidnapped, bring back our girls. This is an attack on female education. Yeah, they don't care about men. Anyways, let me get to some calls. Appreciate you guys hanging tight. Bible go-to guy out of Los Angeles. What's up?
Bro, outside the city. It's no longer outside the city.
Hey, Bible go-to guy. He's not ready. I don't think he was talking to me. Let me get to Maze, my favorite caller, out of Dayton, Ohio. Maze, what you think about Obama being so evil?
All the evil things that you try to put on him make you look small. That's what I think. Because all the things that y'all tried to do to those two people, just go over the list of the things.
Which two people? LeBron James and Barack Obama?
No.
Michelle
and Barack.
Michelle and Barack are evil.
I'm gonna leave it like this, James.
Horrific people. Did you vote for him?
I don't tell people who I voted for because it's not anybody.
That's so white.
Can I take you in the booth with me when I vote? No, I can't. So that's not your business. That's not why I call it. Let's not try to evade what I got to say.
No. The reason I say that that's so white is because this black comedian who used to be really funny, Dave Chappelle, said that he used to make fun of the fact that white people are all private with who they voted for, at least in front of blacks, probably. Anyways,
really?
Yeah. So I'm making fun of you for not wanting to tell people who you voted for.
We want you to go through all the things that y'all did when that man was president, him and his wife.
We did everything right.
When you take a look at all the things you said and did about him, she still had her clothes on. Didn't she? Michelle had her clothes on in dignity, regardless she got on a pantsuit, a dress.
Is that supposed to be? What is that supposed to mean, Mace? What is that supposed to mean?
And everything in her hair.
She had her naked arms though. She bared her arms.
You afraid of women? That's why you don't have a woman, because you're afraid of the arms that she has.
I'm not afraid of them. I don't want. Why would I get with Michelle Obama?
I didn't say getting with Michelle. I'm saying
you are so nutty, Maze. You are so nutty. Why are you so nutty?
Can I get to my point?
No. Hold on. I got to stop you because you're jumping everywhere, like a crazy person.
And make you what? An insane person.
Yeah, for taking your call and trying to reason with you.
Yeah, whatever. You're not reasoning with me. You want me to think like you, and I don't.
I don't want you to think like me. I just want you to admit the truth that you're for what's evil.
That's not the truth. I'm asking you all the things.
Yes, it is the truth. You're for what's evil.
It was a godly thing, all the stuff that y'all did against those two people.
Barack.
Just answer that question.
Barack, evil or good?
Barack Hussein Obama, as y'all want to say, is not y'all president. He's not running for president.
Evil
y'all
or
just
good?
got a kick with him.
Evil or good?
He's a good person. So what does that make you?
I don't know. What does that make me?
I mean, just like I said, the fallen angels. Because if you go through all of the things that had been said about that man when he was in office, just do y'all scared.
Are you the earth angel?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's not. And then you want to talk about LeBron's. What is LeBron's job? What kind of job does he have?
To shut up and play.
No, y'all always want people to shut up and play. That's just like Mitch McConnell had to go in and apologize for the lie he sit there and told. And y'all just following
What did Mitch McConnell say? What did Mitch McConnell say?
He had to apologize.
What did he say?
He said they didn't have a plan. It was a lie. Then he had to turn around and go and say that they did have a plan.
What a plan about what?
Well, he left the Trump administration when they left him on that, when it dealt with things like going on now. He said there was no plan. 60 pages.
What's he talking about?
See, you ignorant to things that really.
Mitch McConnell should never have apologized. He is kind of a rhino, so I'm not surprised he did.
Oh, anyways,
yeah.
His day is gonna come for his wrongdoings. But when you want to talk about Obama, just go back to the stuff when he was president.
Obama is disgusting, evil, and I'm not surprised you think he's a good person.
To you.
No. Objectively.
That's your thought.
To God.
And then I say at least Michelle had her clothes on.
No, she didn't.
Now what's undecent about somebody having on clothes and showing
She's disgusting.
And y'all hate because they love each other.
You're bringing up the clothes thing. That's Jesse's thing.
You hate. No, that's not what I said.
No, that's Jesse's thing. I don't bring up Michelle's clothes. I only said bare arms because that's what Jesse's talked about, and you brought it up.
And
I brought up Michelle because Michelle treats Obama like a boy, doggy, puppy,
get you a woman,
boy.
James, and why don't you get you a woman, a man that don't have a woman?
Because I don't have to. I don't have to. Why are you trying to change the subject? You're trying to change the subject because you know Michelle is disgusting and Barack is not a good person.
Obama loves him. They love each other.
They don't have any love. You don't know anything about love if you think that's love.
When you get a woman, James, so how you know anything about love? You don't have no girlfriend or woman. Not looking for one.
And what's your point?
And so how can
you have to change the subject because you don't want to admit Barack is disgusting and you support a disgusking person.
You discussing yourself by talking about him, and it's not working.
No. He's talking about he's a has-been, right? He's a has-been, right?
I have a question for you, James.
Let me finish my point. Barack's a has-been, and he's talking about Trump.
They don't know what they're doing.
No,
what's
Trump
wrong
knows
with
what he's
said?
doing. He's being a man.
What are they doing?
He's fixing the country. He's fixing the
he's a
damaged
man.
country that Barack Obama left half destroyed.
James, if you got a bunch of people, you find everybody around you because you don't like what somebody's saying. How are you?
Very good. I love that he's firing people. That's part of his job.
First of all, he gave the money.
No. You don't know what you're talking about, Mace. He fired people because that's his job.
I'm not talking about the firing people. I'm talking about when the money came that they gave out. Did they give it to the corporation? Did they give it to the people that followed him, like down the Yellow Brick Road? No, they did not. Why are they giving some of it back then?
Maze, you're all over the place. I gotta go.
But let me tell you about Bible Go-To guy first. You know when Jarvis used to call and he was saying what you wanted to hear?
No, I don't want to talk about that mess.
Bible Go-To guy going, Jarvis, there's something wrong with him. Something wrong with Bible
all right,
Go-To
Maze,
guy.
I'm putting you on hold. I have Bible Go-To guy here, I think. Bible Go-To guy, are you here?
I heard my name. Oh, my gosh.
Come closer to your phone, Bible Go-To guy. He's on speaker.
Right, hey, James.
Hey,
great show.
What do you want to say to Maze? Maze is on the line.
Well, this Barack Obama thing is a slam dunk. I was talking to some people yesterday, and I told them, some black and brown.
I gotta open the treasure chest.
I said, Barack Obama is a total sissy. What man would ever say of his wife, she's my backbone, she's the boss? What real man would ever say that about his wife?
Too many males
Any
now.
man that loves his wife.
From everybody.
Any man that loves his
Because
wife.
men instinctively know they should be following their wife.
Don't love his wife. That's why he say something stupid like that. That's what some man is stupid like that don't appreciate the wife that they have.
So do you treat your husband?
Man, so what are you talking about?
Maze, do you treat your husband like a boy, like a dog?
My husband is a man, and why would I treat him like a dog or a boy? That's what y'all treat y'all
Ask
women.
Michelle why she treats Barack like
We
that.
are cherished. That's why.
Ask Michelle why she treats Barack like that. I gotta go, Maze.
Treat him like what? No. That's why you won't talk about.
Treats him like a boy, like a dog, and disgusting. And then she treats the
like I said,
the country
nobody
like
has to listen to what y'all got to say and follow what you got to do because you don't know what you're doing.
I gotta go. Goodbye, Maze.
Anyway, what I called to say.
She didn't say you have a good day.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
Man, you don't need coffee listening to this show. Hey, anyway, I just wanted to say to Maze and all the blacks out there, like I told these black guys and Mexican guys at the cooling tower where we were working yesterday, I said, listen, slavery was nothing. Not only was it nothing, it was nothing. Jim Crow laws, nothing. And not only was it nothing, but it was nothing. And here's why. Here's the proof.
All right.
The black folks did not leave in droves. They did not say to themselves, oh, my gosh, this is so bad. This is so terrible. I'm going back to Africa. I'm going back to my African brothers who loved me and enslaved me in the first place. They did not. They did not even consider it, nor did they go to Mexico. A few went to Canada, because they thought there was better white folks up there.
Some of them went to Liberia and made a horrible country, right? Isn't Liberia a horrible country?
They did. They made everything worse. It was a total failure because they didn't have the understanding. They didn't have the godliness that they needed to make freedom work.
Yeah.
And so all they did was leave out of resentment for the white man, but that was a total failure. Liberia is a nothing country.
Yeah.
And they didn't unite the black folks over there and build like a United States of black Africa. They didn't do anything like that.
So they're just complaining to control.
They're just complaining to get free stuff.
Yeah. What a mess.
Yeah. So if Jim Crow would have been so bad and everything, people would have been like, you know what? I'm just so sick of these white people. I'm just going back to Africa. They know this, but they know better. They know this is the land of fun.
Right.
They know this is the land of sports, opportunity. Where else could black folks get paid millions of dollars a year to run around throwing footballs and basketballs and just having a great time?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
True.
Nowhere in black Africa is this happening, or could it ever happen?
Or just get a regular job and have a decent life.
Yep.
If you're a decent person. I appreciate it, Bible Go-To guy. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know if the slavery thing and
the rock of the Obama family.
Oh, yeah. Say it again.
Michelle, the rock of the Obama family. She knows she's still the boss.
Horrible. And Maze thinks that man loves his wife. No, unfortunately, nowadays, most men get whipped. And Barack is kind of, I don't know if I want to say the epitome of a whipped person, the perfect example, but he's an example, a bad example. Trump, for all his marriages, is not an example of that. At least not now. At least not At least not in the not obviously, right? We're opening the treasure chest, guys. Oh, okay, so Hot Computer Smell says Ellen DeGeneres plus Rachel Maddow equals Sally Kohn. Interesting. Yeah, that's 3 lesbians. Dang. And Hot Computer Smell says spot on Maze impression. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Substitute Maze. That means a lot coming from you. So let me read a few of these super chats and I'll get back to calls. Appreciate that, guys. Jib Jab says, hey, this C virus, coronavirus, is a test run. Starts with shutdowns, then forcing masks, pretty petty test. Then insertion of a chip in your head/hand. People complying and shaming those who do not comply like good sheep. Interesting, man. It's not a good sign, right, of how people are acting, right? Chris Hawk says, last week, Chicago, 77 shot, 11 killed, 0 outrage. Yeah. They don't care about blacks. It's all ideal. When people get mad, it's based on, like, their mind. It's based on some idea in their mind that they're attached to. Their pride. Arrogance. Or emotionalism. Such as when that guy who hates Trump sometimes, works for the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, when he overreacted to Ahmaud Arbery getting shot and dying, like falling down, getting shot and then falling down in the street. He saw it was a fair fight, but he didn't comprehend that it was a fair fight. Or, you know, a fight, right? He just overreacted and attacked the white males. And he's like, it's not citizens arrest, it's vigilantism. Not thinking clearly. That's overreaction. Arrogance. DNYG with the major thumbs up. Thank you. Skip McBurney. Hake dropping them truth bombs. And then the fist, the black power fist, but whites. And beers. Thank you, man. And Chris Hawk, and that's out of control black news. This is more destructive and feeding the out of control black lemmings, let's call them. Lemmings follow each other fall into the sea, right? Isn't that what lemmings do? And the black kids that get angry and believe these suckers who are suckering the young black suckers. Obama, LeBron, Sean King, Al Sharpton, the scum of the earth, Benjamin Crump, all those people. Anyways, Chris Hawk says, a simp does that, presumably referring to Obama. Not a man that loves his wife, Maze. But we'll talk again, Maze. I got to get to Eric out of Los Angeles. Did I open the treasure chest? Eric, thank you for calling. What's up, man?
Hi, James. How are you doing today?
Doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks.
Good.
So, my ears pricked up because I heard you say that you know Michelle Obama is a woman.
Yes.
How do you know?
Well, because I believe women.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that mess. Yeah, I don't like to get into speculation, so I'm just going to stick with women. Women until proven innocent.
Then you must know that you know that you know, or you just think you know.
Right, yeah. Are you one of those Michelle Obama is a man types?
I don't know, James.
You don't know?
I looked into it. There's some compelling evidence to suggest that, something's going on.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know this is what you were going to say about Michelle. That's funny. Yeah, you know, I mean...
I'm not calling to say, no, you're wrong.
Right.
Well, actually I am, kind of. But I'm not calling to say you're wrong for making the assertion about Michelle Obama. I'm just suggesting that you might be wrong for saying that you know something that actually I don't think you would know. I mean, how would you know that for sure?
Because look at her.
Imagine that.
Look at her. She looks like a typical black woman that nowadays. Except not the pretty kind.
So does RuPaul.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he did.
I don't think so, man.
Okay, maybe not typical. No, yeah.
Honestly, it's really ridiculous to waste much time on that stuff, unless you're just joking around, having fun with it.
But I suppose the point that I'm signaling is, or actually, I was considering calling in because of your conversation with Charles, but I didn't really have much to say about it, except the same thing, which is that it seemed to me like suddenly you had this air of certainty about what you were saying, but what
Charles,
you were saying, you were kind of attacking the guy.
Oh, with Charles. Oh, because Charles was being a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
he was being a snake.
Well, you said he was being a snake, but you were being a massive snake.
But you don't know that?
Well, yeah, I do, because if you don't know what you're saying about him, but you're saying it anyway.
I do know what I'm saying about him. He's a snake.
How do you know that?
Because he said, I mean, I don't have to tell you how I know. I just know. Like, look at him. If you can't tell that he's a snake, then you haven't been listening, or you're not familiar with Charles.
Well, I was listening, but, I'll suggest that what it sounded like
You were listening but not comprehending. Let's put it that way.
Well, hear me out, and then you tell me what you think.
No, I don't have time. We got to end. 10 seconds, man. Go.
Okay, well, it seemed to me that you got triggered because Charles said to you, or he asked you rather, he didn't say, he asked you about your practice of the silent prayer. You said you weren't doing it every day.
Right.
And I think that you took that as a personal attack.
Which it was.
And then after that point, you were kind of antagonistic with the guy. And he wasn't really being antagonistic with you.
No, he's an evil person.
He's the perfect example, but...
No, he's an evil person, man.
Really?
Yeah, he's evil. He's really evil. But appreciate it, Eric. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you, James. All the best, man.
Take care. Make sure you guys catch Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, rebuildingtheman.com/church, Bond Rebuilding the Man on YouTube and Facebook, and also on Jesse Lee Peterson's D Live and Periscope and other things. And the podcasts are available. TheHakeReport.com for my stuff. Sorry to Darren and everybody else. I'm sorry I couldn't get to you, but let's get ready for church. Thanks, guys. Take care.